Hi guys, my name is Prachi. Welcome to my channel. I post regular updates on Canadian immigration, life in Canada, and how you can successfully settle in Canada. So stay tuned. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so. And also do not forget to hit that bell icon so that you get regular updates on whatever content I post. Okay, so today's video is I'm making this video to address the very important question that people ask me very often. That is that can they use the tax saver FD as the proof of fund? Now by tax saver FD I mean the FD that you do for 5 years lock-in period, which is considered in 80C, okay, and is tax saver. So a lot of people have this confusion that whether the normal FDs can be considered as the proof of funds and whether the tax saver FDs can be considered as the proof of fund. Now, what is the difference between normal FD and tax saver FD? A normal FD is something that you can liquidify anytime that you want by giving instructions to your bank, and the money is credited to your account almost immediately or within 1 day. But a tax saver FD is something that wherein you give instructions to your bank that you will be keeping that money in the FD for at least 5 years, which is why it is considered for the section 80C when you file your income tax return in India. Okay, now if you have the normal FD, which is that you can liquidify that FD anytime, that FD can be considered as the proof of fund. But the tax saver FD, which has the lock-in period, cannot be considered as the proof of fund. Okay, the reason is very simple. When the government asks you to submit the proof of fund, they basically want to know how much money do you have at your disposal. Okay, so the whole intention of the funds is that when you go to Canada and in your initial days when you would not have a job or you would not be very settled, so the government needs to know that you will have sufficient liquid cash or liquid funds to support yourself. Okay, and you will not be a burden on the Canadian government, or you will not be left on the streets, or basically you will have some amount of money to support yourself for the initial days. Okay, now if you are showing the tax saver FD that has a lock-in period as the proof of fund, of course you will not be able to use that amount of money in your initial days, so that doesn't count as the proof of funds. This is a simple logic, which is why when you submit your proof of funds, you have to get a letter from your bank which states very clearly, okay, that this is the amount of money that is present in this person's account, and this can be accessed by this person anytime. Okay, even if you want to use your normal FDs as the proof of fund, you don't really have to liquidify those FDs at that very moment. You can simply give your FD numbers, and the bank can give you in written on the letter that these FDs are present in this person's account with this amount, and these FDs can be liquidfied anytime, and this fund can be accessed by this person anytime. Okay, I hope this answers your questions. Please let me know if you have any more doubts regarding this. I will be making a separate video, very detailed video on proof of funds and what is the amount that is required by the couple or by a single person or by a family of 3 or 4 people. But this was a big confusion that people had in their minds, and I hope this has clarified. Please stay tuned to my channel and keep watching my videos. I hope you like them. If you have any further questions, please leave comments below, and I will try my best to answer all your queries. Thank you.